We need to drill down more into this food price increase, the problems, the pressures that will be driving our food up in price this year, this fall, this winter, what might make it rare, and a piece that you may not be expecting of it. Yeah, a lot of you know about the issues with the fact that, of course, the grain been shipped out of Ukraine and Russia is at risk now, but also India having put a embargo or saying they're not going to export food, for at least the white rice from India. These are two huge things, but there's more to it than that. Another piece of this is China. And that is the fact that China is buying up an increasing amount of food. So a lot of people say, well, that's over there. That's not going to affect us. Well, that's going to cause China to shop elsewhere, including our markets. And what a lot of people don't realize is that the food here in the United States, our exports, we don't have a limit on it. We have no limit, no governors, nothing to stop somebody just coming in and buying all our grain. And that's something a lot of people don't realize. And the price of grain is a world market. It's a spot market. So if there's an issue over here and somebody else is supplying it, the cost is global because it's traded everywhere. Yeah, there's some variances from country to country just due to whatever they got for imports and maybe difficulties getting stuff to them and their own internal distribution systems and maybe whatever various and sundry companies actually process the food and grains, not to mention the fact we've had a lot of our processing facilities. Oh, they just seem coincidentally they go up in smoke. No, that's just coincidental, right? But anyway, well, we're going to talk about this. We're also going to, I'm going to kind of, everybody's been asking about the P8. We're going to touch on that briefly. And we're going to talk about some of the war news. And, you know, that's pretty much the gist of it for tonight. We'll try to keep it a little quicker tonight. We are live. I am going to see who's in the chat room, but I want to wait to interface to you guys until after we go through this main news stuff here so that people, the morning breakfast crowd that watches can get the scoop, the skinny, before we go into our normal little chat sessions here. So pardon me for that, guys. So I'm going to first go back into this deal with Russia, with Ukraine, and we're going to talk about the Indian thing. We're going to talk some more about the Chinese thing, but, you know, maybe we should talk about the Chinese thing now because that's the one piece that a lot of people aren't looking at because they're really driving the market. That 60,000 tons of grain that got burnt by Russian missiles was actually intended to go to China, Russia's little ally, and probably their backer. You might say that now. Maybe Russia's becoming a vassal nation to Xi Jinping. So I guess Master Ping probably isn't exactly ecstatic over what's taking place, but Putin was unhappy. He struck out hard on the grain facilities in Odessa because of the hit on the Kerch Strait Bridge. Well, part of what I'm going to cover is that Volodymyr Zelensky has vowed to take that bridge entirely out. They plan to strike it again, and I'm sure they will find a way to do it. A big piece of infrastructure like that is very hard to secure if somebody really wants to get it because it's just right out there and open. And it's not like it's small. Oh, yeah, it shows up. And so, but the deal with China, what's most concerned about China is not only buying grain, they're buying minerals, mineral rights. You got to realize that we're being told that we can't get, you know, China's going to limit us from getting lithium and all these kind of things that we use for our batteries and electronics. Since we're telling them they can't get their electronics, they're going to keep us buying it. What you don't know is their biggest lithium mine is in California and it belongs to China. So guess what? We don't get, it's produced here, but it ain't ours. We don't get to keep it. They send it over there and they keep us buying it. Oh yeah. Isn't that funny? Isn't that just hilarious? Oh yeah, and they're buying up a lot of farmland here in the States. They're buying up distribution centers. They're buying up food processing centers, Smithfield Industries, of course. And it's just one thing after another. So, and what the scary thing is that it really looks like they're stockpiling food, they're stockpiling minerals, they're stockpiling a lot of key things in China that they think they might not be able to get when embargoes get slapped on them for a potential upcoming war. They, you know, right before Miss Yellen went over and was bowing and curtsying to Xi Jinping, right before she got there, he told his forces to prepare for war, to get ready for war. And it really appears that all this stockpiling is a part of that war preparation. So it's all tied together, my friends. Food wars, food shortages, food prices, and war. So if China is over here buying up the grain that's here, even if they bought up grain from somewhere else that might have came here, it's going to impact what we're going to have available in our marketplace here. It will mean prices will most assuredly go up, and it will furthermore mean there might be shortages right here. And it wouldn't be the first time we had shortages right here due to things that the CCP, due to things that China instigated, because you might remember when the bug went around and suddenly there was all these shutdowns. We were told that, oh yeah, we couldn't get the ham products and a lot of this stuff. We said, oh, it wasn't available. We couldn't get it, even though Smithfield Industries had one of those national emergency reasons to make their workers work when nobody else was. And it seemed that they had reportedly more cases of the bug than just about anybody else. But the stuff they were producing wasn't available here right off. It all went across the big pond. Yeah, the Pacific. Because they were sending it all home because pork is in huge demand over there. So yeah, I've had a lot of people, oh, well, we don't have to worry about it. It's all over there. It's all over there. The market right now is a global marketplace. Maybe that should change. I'd like to know what y'all think about it. Should that change? What should we do to rectify, or can we rectify this situation? What do we do about them buying all this land? Especially, they seem to have an affinity for buying really large tracts of land right next to our military bases. Yeah. Interesting. All right, let's talk about these shortages. Let's talk about these issues. Let's talk about what's coming up with respect vis-a-vis the grain from them. I'm going to share screen, and we're going to go right here. And as we know, India's rice export, they're saying, can drive food prices even higher. Well, yeah, we're already seeing this. And, you know, maybe India will change their minds, but there's no sign of that right now. What they're talking about shutting down is India's providing 40% of the world's rice. And don't you know the Chinese might want to eat a grain or two of that too? I imagine they would. And what we're losing out of both Ukraine and Russia is largely wheat and barley. They collectively produce 25% of the barley used around the world, in addition to what they use. Wheat. 25% of the world's wheat. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what the barley fraction is, but it's pretty high. Barley tends to be grown in colder places. You know, we had a barley project up in Delta Junction, Alaska, back when I was up there. Only big barley operation I knew of anywhere. I'm sure there's others, but you know, it was considered a project because farming in Alaska was kind of rather interesting. Although they did it, they grew barley up there. There wasn't a whole lot they could grow in the fields up there, but of course, Delta Junction, Alaska isn't exactly Kansas either. Far from it, my friends. So now here's the other little piece that you may not quite get. You know, we know that the grain shipping facilities were utterly destroyed by Russia. They just hit the piers, the ports, all kind of stuff. They night after night, I think 3 or 4 nights of missile attacks on those facilities. And they didn't just destroy the facilities, they destroyed a lot of grain. Maybe some of the grain might not have been directly burnt, but exposed to weather. So there's a whole lot of issues with that stuff there, and there's going to be a lot of issues trying to get it out by any other means. Ship by sea is by far the cheapest, best, most efficient way to carry bulk cargo. We'll talk about that just a little bit too. But the situation is this. Zelensky said, hey, we're going to target Russian ships trying to ship grain out. Now, we know the Ukrainians don't have quite the naval capacity in the Black Sea that Russia has, nowhere near. But the fact that they're threatening to hit any ships means the following. It means that insurance companies, why am I doing a share screen here? It means that the insurance companies are not going to insure the freighters. And no freighters, no ships move carrying any cargo when the ships are not insured. That's the bottom line. And so that's, whether they can really substantially attack the Russian fleet or not, they can have a big impact on what Russia can send out. So I'm not expecting anything to be coming out through the Black Sea in terms of grain anytime soon. And that is the main exit port for all that stuff, because Russia grows their grain in southeastern Russia, and their prime way out is the Black Sea. That's really critical for them. They don't have that much stuff growing in the north, and getting out of the Baltic Sea would be problematic. Getting out of the Arctic Ocean or the Barents Sea, no, that ain't happening. those seas are very problematic. So it's all going to come down to what gets to come out of the Black Sea. And apparently there's nothing there to see. It's going to be zilch. And so when you get that much of the world's basic food stock that's used for, bread, cereals, and feeding animals, it will also cause there to be more, since that's going to be in short supply. Maize, corn can also be expected to go up in price. Now that's going to be good from our local farmers around here, I suppose. Hey, Keith Evans, thank you, sir. Salute. Appreciate it. I appreciate that, Keith Evans. Halo to you. All right, guys. So we're in a strait coming up, guys. This is why I've been telling you guys ever since I started this channel over almost 5 years ago. It'll be 5 years ago come October. I've been telling you guys to farm, to grow gardens, to grow your own stuff. That was my number one thing. I started this out as an urban gardening channel. So go back and check my older videos, guys. That was my number one emphasis. And I think that should be, as preppers and homesteaders, which most of you are, that should be a high priority to grow more of your own. I know some of you are growing your own, but grow more of it. Besides that, you might find market opportunities for some of this stuff if you grow enough stuff. But whatever food you grow is important. Any food that you grow that you can eat or barter is going to be very crucial, guys. I guarantee you. So let's go in and look at some of these other articles. I just thought, I don't even know why I shared that articles on. I'm sitting here just talking to you. And that's really what I do. I don't go in and read these articles. I just show you this stuff is in the news. I had somebody bang on me for on a chat room and one of the prepper sites. So, oh, look at you, just share Fox News and everything you get from them. No, it ain't. I shared a Fox News article talking about what I'd already been talking about young military-aged Chinese coming in the States. And I just used Gordon Chang, but I got other people that tell me the same thing, including somebody that's in the chat room right now who lives close to the Canadian border, is telling me a lot of stories about what they're seeing coming across that border. And I got friends down on the El Paso border, and you might have seen, I've had some of those people on my channel, and I've got some other people here in the United States that's connected with the internal homeland security of various sources. And I'm hearing the same story around and about, but some of these stories and things I hear, are not in article format. And I can't show them the same way. I can talk about it a little bit, but often I'm told that these people don't want me to share exactly what I get from them. So I got to protect other people's identities somewhat. So that's one reason. And when I do just talk and don't show articles, people come back, what's your sources? I get that kind of stuff all the time. So really, come on, guys. Anyway, so this is about, them targeting and hitting those facilities. Yeah, they wiped them out, guys. Look at that. And it did take a couple of lives. I guess they're lucky that it only took a couple, but there's maybe other lives taken in all this. We'll talk about that in a little bit too. So to give you some idea about all this, this article here says, if you was going to put this in planes, it would take 275,000 flights over 11 months to move just 2.3 million tons of cargo. Yeah. And Ukraine is expected to be able to harvest 51 million tons of grain this year. And that's down from the 86 million they had in 2021 because they got a war going on. They can't grow as much. But now what they are growing, they're having a hard time getting out. So just even if they could get it all out, it's down. If they could get it all out, then you're still going to have food prices going up just because it's down from 86 million tons to 51 million tons. That's a big shortage. But even this 51 million tons is going to be highly challenged. Well, you're not going to get it on planes. And now trucks are also problematic because trucks have 10 times more the cost per ton mile than a ship. And the roads and highways and the number of trucks are very limited over there. And you got a similar figure for trucks. What does a truck can carry? Up to 25 tons, they claim on some of them. And trains. Now you said, well, trains will work, but the problem is they don't have good train networks between Eastern and Western Europe. If you were inside of Western Europe, they do have good rail systems. If you're in America, we get good rail systems, but the transportation infrastructure between the old Eastern Europe and Western Europe just isn't there. It's chinky. What's there? It's very little, and so they got real issues trying to get it out with trains. Of course, Romania and some others have offered to help. And some have talked about putting it down the Danube, but the Danube is, of course, that's not directly connected to Ukraine either. So they got to find a way to get it over there, be it trucks or trains, and it's drying up. So yeah, they got a lot of issues getting this stuff out. It really don't look like they can get the bulk of this out. So that and what's going to happen with the Russian grain together. Hey, thank you, Elton, for sharing the links. So yeah, we got a lot of issues with this, guys. That's one reason I tell you to plant gardens and go to my True Leaf Market and Eden Brothers sites. But also, guys, if you want to prep long-term food storage, and if you can't really afford much, there is a really good special on the 1 week supply, $30 off. If you go to prepwithgreg.com. So you can get a 2 week supply for $49. Now, where are you going to find 2 weeks worth of food that's going to last you 25 years? 2,000 calories a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $49. That's like dinner for one night for usually for some people. So that's I can't even eat for a week on that. So or a couple, that's like 2 or 3 days. That's pretty good, guys. If you might be able to handle that. But if you're just not into that, when you go into My Patriot Supply, here's what I'd suggest you do. Go in there and look for the water filtration stuff. But come up here and click on My Patriot Supply and go into the search up here bar and search for this, the Ember off-grid oven. Ember off-grid oven. Search for that, because this thing is like your grandma's, or for some of you younger people, your great-grandma's oven in a miniature scale. This is kind of like your little countertop pizza oven, except it burns fire. And they say you can use this indoors. Now, I don't know, maybe it's because you don't burn that much. But see, it's got a little bitty fire trap here, just like the old wood stoves. Except you can burn anything. You can burn sticks in it and you can bake. So this is pretty cool. Hey, Keith, thank you. Grand Solar Minimal Cycle, just like Diamonds pointed out. Yeah. Hey, I was in Diamonds chat room a little earlier today. So yeah, this is pretty cool what this can do. You can see some of the various pictures here. You cook meat in it. Oh yeah. I think this is a nifty little oven. Yeah, it's a little pricey, but for what you get, this is a real oven. And you can apparently burn indoors. You can burn anything combustible in it. They got a savings on it. So it's pretty cool. No electricity needed. So this is a good grid down. When the grid goes down, you can still cook. So it shows burning some twigs there. Sticks and leaves. You can burn sticks, leaves, pine cones, wood chips, charcoal, Instafire canned heat. Yeah, and you can take it camping. Yeah, I need to put one of these in my van. This is what I need for cooking. You see there? Got a little fire in there, a little fire door. He's throwing some briquettes in there. That's pretty cool. It shows how it's all distributed inside, how they get the heat to go around. You got a little temperature gauge there. 5 inches tall, 11 wide. Yeah, you can cook pizza in it, all kind of stuff. Biomass, anything burning. So when cooking indoors, we recommend only using the canned heat. Okay, so when you do indoors, don't use the twigs. So I was wondering about that. But they got a lot of other prepping supplies here too, guys. Camp gear, foldable stoves and stuff like that. So I told you they got a lot of prepping supplies there, and you also get number 10 cans. And in addition to this, easy to carry freeze-dried food I keep telling you about, they got a lot of different things. So check them out. My Patriot Supply. It's a pretty good deal. They just ran a special on this, and I just saw it, and I thought, man, that's nifty. All righty, guys. Now, some of you guys have been asking me a lot about what's going on over in Ukraine. I've been asked about the P-8 flight many times through chat rooms, and people have been emailing me about this. The problem is we're just not hearing anything. It's really strange. It's crickets. We're not hearing anything. And just like I reported in my video, and you'll see in Lee's videos covering this topic too, what happened was that we had a RQ-9 Global Hawk drone that disappeared. And then there was this P-8. The P-8 was heading straight toward Odessa. This was after Vladimir Putin had come out and said any vessel headed toward Odessa would be considered a military target. So here's a military plane headed straight for Odessa. That was nuts. And then it disappeared off radar. Now, they might have turned their transponder on. The problem is when these planes land, they're supposed to turn their transponder back. In fact, they're supposed to be on when they're going across land, unless they're doing one of their little spy missions. But even then, just when they cross over the beach, they're supposed to turn it on, even if they're doing something spooky, and then turn it on before they land. It was never turned on. And after it come up missing, suddenly right over here, over land where it was still somewhat safe. Look at all the fires here. This is part of the war. You don't see so many fires outside, but over here we got a lot of fires. So there was, this is NASA's FIRMS, Fire Information Resource Management System. This is a website NASA puts up where you can go in and look at fires globally through satellite data, real time. Now this is scanning for over a week. So this captures, you can see this time frame. This captures the time frame in which this occurred. He caught it when it actually occurred. So this don't show quite the resolution he showed, but there was a whole lot of aircraft that came over here and went into this crazy search pattern right off here. They didn't want to go over here and get shot down. There were some helicopters flying low right off here, but the bigger planes were all right here. But they could see out here and see what was going on. So they were close enough that they could look out and see what to look at. But they all flew around and suddenly they all dispersed. And 20 minutes later, a crazy long stream of extraordinarily long EAMs, emergency alert messages, which only goes to our nuclear forces went out, 172 character messages, which is very uncharacteristic. And then after that, Lee went into this, one of the fire sites. This is one of them. And he went in and actually looked and saw fire in the ocean right where this thing disappeared off the radar. Now we can scan in a little bit and it don't show quite the resolution that he was showing it when he scanned in here, because I can get down here. And what he saw was 5 different objects in the ocean that had fire on them. Now, why would you have 5 things burning all next to you? You can see it's a distributed pattern here. Now, this is not showing them as individual objects now, but when he did it, it actually did show up that way. I was seeing it, watching it as he was pulling that up. So to have 5 different objects burning in the ocean was strange. It could possibly have been debris from the P-8. That it showed up right after it came up missing is highly suspicious. Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't, and I'm not saying what actually happened here. I'm not saying that a plane got shot down, broke apart, or what. But what I'm saying is the string of coincidences is rather strange. And it's rather concerning. So why would we not hear about it? Well, there's several possibilities. If it did happen, it could be that it was just such a stupid maneuver to send an airplane in this way that we wouldn't want to admit it. Another possibility is somebody over here on the Ukrainian side might have seen a military airplane coming in. They might not have been too smart in aircraft identification. Now, when I was in the Army, we had playing cards, different aircraft on, so you could learn the different aircraft from each other. So maybe it was taken down by Ukrainian force. And so maybe we just wouldn't want to admit that. I don't know why it's so hush-hush. It's odd. It's odd. I don't know what happened to it, who did it. You love NASA, asked Davy Boy. Well, they've got a website here that covers satellite data worldwide. And, NASA does some things that nobody else can do because some things have no profit incentive to them. Nowadays, NASA is becoming more reliant on commercial industry to accomplish some of the goals they want to do, such as SpaceX. And SpaceX has had an uncanny ability to reduce the cost of going to space by recovering boosters like the Falcon 9. They're trying to develop this Starship, which if it works will be revolutionary, but that thing in my humble opinion, and I can show it from videos on my Galactic Greg's channel, is got some high order dangers associated with it. I really think they should be launching that from the ocean and not from the shore of Texas. But eventually they've got oil rigs. Maybe they'll move it out to sea in the very near term, but they're taking a lot of risk with it. So I like private enterprise, but there's some things that, you know, if it advances science in our world, an agency like NASA might be uniquely able to pull it off. And I have had a long career working with them on various and sundry projects, decades. So I'm not going to disparage them, but at the same time, I'll say that our ultimate goals in space need to be accomplished by private enterprise, because there's not enough money for government to do all that stuff. It needs to be a self-supporting commercial interest. That's how we need to develop space. Space is the ultimate bug out. Get ourselves off this 1/3 rock from the sun. Get all our eggs out of one basket. Anyway, so that's what I'm showing us, because there's a good information source. It's got a lot of things in it. All right, guys. So there's a lot of tension between Warsaw, Poland, and Russia right now, because Russia was basically saying, you know, once the Wagner forces got into Belarus, they're only about 30 miles from the Russian border or something like that, really close. The Polish people put their army up close to the border, started moving troops there too, because they didn't want to have trouble like we had to one member of the Duma, the Russian parliament, say, hey, we're going to take the Zawalki Gap. And so, you know, the Polish hear that, they're moving their forces up there. But, you know, Putin looks at this and interprets it, say, hey, you don't attack Poland. If you you don't attack Belarus. If you attack Belarus, we're going to hit you. And so there's a lot of, you know, Putin's paranoid about that, because Russia's been invaded so many times. So there's a lot of, you're banned from Rumble. Oh my gosh, Arnold. So there's a lot of questions here as to what may or may not happen. And there's a lot of tension between Poland happens to be trying to develop the second largest military in Europe right now. They're trying to really gear up, because they really are scared of Russia, because they lost hundreds of thousands of members of the Polish population when they were under Russian occupation. The Russians were not exactly nice to them. And there's the people in the Baltic states and Poland can't stand Russia. They're very livid about Russia. I've got friends from over there, and oh my God, they'll chew your ears off. So talking about it. So now here it is again. It just can't get out of the news. You know, now there's further allegations of about a flag not so true that might happen over here at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, according once again to Ukrainian intelligence. Now, that begs the question, why are they saying this? What's cooking? We know that the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Association, sent people there, and they said they didn't find anything. But then again, they asked to look at the roofs of the buildings, and they've not been granted access to it yet. Yeah, look, World War III. Well, who knows, maybe. All right, Elton, you're ahead of everybody. You made your own pickles. Like I said, Zelensky said, we're going to get the bridge. He just, you know, this is why these strikes is why Odessa got hit so hard. But, you know, this is just like a feud. It just keeps escalating. And they got a real slugfest going on over there right now, with the Ukrainians trying to take out, trying to encircle Bakhmut, and the Russians gathering their forces to the north, in the area of Lyman. So there's counter push and there's a counter push. So where's it going? Where is it going? Now here's the crazy thing: the Ukrainians really can't hardly advance, because there's so many mines laid by the Russians to protect their position that you can't get tanks through it. They've just not been able to make much progress. And it turns out the area of land that's been mined is equal to the state of Florida. And one of these reports here, this report actually claims it's going to take 757 years to get rid of all these mines. I don't know how they come up with an odd number like it. 757. Why not 756? or 58. How they come up with 757? Weird numbers, just weird stuff. How they come up with that, I don't know. But that's a lot of mines. That's unarguable. Let's hope there's no kids playing in those minefields. Hey, Greg, how are you? Did you get my super chat? Oh, did you put a super chat in here tonight, Scan? I saw one from, oh, we did get a couple. I saw one from Keith Evans. Let me look early on. Yeah, we got two from Keith Evans. Did you put me one in some notes of one of the videos? Is that it? Let's go back and look. Might not have saw that note yet. Tell me where you put it, and I'll look for it. We'll do it later. So let me go through the chats here in a little bit. I don't want to get too involved in the chats right now because I got a lot of complaints from our coffee morning people for me chatting with y'all so much in the middle of the video. So let's get to the news and then we'll chat. All right, so Kim Jongun ready to detonate another nuke amid fears of the site's unable to contain radiation. So this mountain he used to set off his nukes on, a big part of it collapsed. The whole mountain's unstable, and they think it could just blow out. And the Chinese really weren't too happy about the nuke test either because it's right next to a big volcano on their border. And so China was afraid to set this volcano off. It's kind of a testy volcano. So there's some tension about this, but Kim Jong-un seems like he really wants to set off another nuke, just to show he can still do it. And South Korea basically says, "Hey, if you nuke us, we'll end your regime. We'll come take you out completely. You'll cease to exist." And that just made Kim Jong-un even madder. And so, in protest to hearing that, he fired 2 more missiles into the Yellow Sea. So this is escalating over there. This happened, just Saturday. This is really escalating. And then, of course, China is sending even more warplanes into Taiwan and around Taiwan. Now it's dozens. So this tension just keeps building, keeps mounting. And then on top of that, if you look here in this U.S. naval news here, we're talking about Chinese and Russian warships meet near Japan for a naval exercise. See, they both kind of got it in for Japan. And Japan is one of the few countries, aside from Russia, and the United States, that's got a blue water navy. They've probably got the second best blue water. By blue water, I mean ships that can go very long distance at sea. The biggest navy is Chinese, but a lot of those ships, very few of them are really blue water ships. China has focused their forces, been able to defend around China directly and to be able to take Taiwan. Although they do have some blue water ships and are setting up naval bases out in the Indian Ocean and on Eastern Africa. So they're trying to secure their trade routes, but I've shown that Malacca Strait in a recent video where they can be totally choked off, perhaps. Well, again, on the political side of the news, I don't even know if I want to read this out loud. It's so testy on this platform, but the suspicions that somebody, Mr. Sniffy Joe, sold access to our enemies for decades. That's the allegation. Well, he did have a lot of stuff in his garage, didn't he? Interesting. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Now, here's another news. See, this just keeps coming out. It just don't stop. Well, first, they want to come for your gas-burning cars, your ICE vehicles. Then they want to come for your propane stoves. Oh, yeah, they came for your light bulbs before that. Come for your propane stoves. Now they want to come for your gas generators. They don't want you to have any gas generators. I'm sure all the preppers and homesteaders love that idea. And now they want to come after your hot water heaters. So it's getting like a new target a month. What's next? What is next? They're just targeting everything. Your refrigerator. Yeah, what are they going to come after next? Your toilet? Oh, yeah, they already did that in California. So there's just no end. Yeah, they mafia. You're right. There's just no end to what they want to come after. It's all about control, guys. That's why I did my video. I posted. We did a live session yesterday. Last night or this morning, last live session. I talked about total control, and I had somebody comment, ask me what kind of Kool-Aid I was drinking. Really? Are you like, do your eyes open? Are you looking at what's going on in the world around you? All righty, guys. So we know these things can't handle the cold weather. Well, now we find out it's too hot. They can't handle the heat either. This is what they want to get everybody into. But they can't handle the hot. They can't handle the heat. So, and furthermore, the grid's just not ready for them. Yeah, they'll have 50% of these vehicles by 2030, according to the same administration that wants to now regulate your hot water heater and get rid of your gas stove. Yeah. So isn't that just peachy? Think about that. And in a time when the grid's breaking down, and some people like in Phoenix are totally reliant on having electricity to survive in the hot months, why do we want to overtax our, oh yeah, we're shutting down a lot of the power production. Isn't that just peachy? Well, for the security of our dollar, look at this. More and more countries are trying to join BRICS for the purpose de-dollarization, because we've used our dollar as an economic weapon. So how long do you expect our dollar is going to hold the same value? I know I've talked about this before. I'm going to have a Ken Swartz. He's a guy founded C60. I'm going to have him on the channel here probably sometime next week, maybe Thursday. I'm going to do an interview with him because he's actually trained as an economist. He works as a rocket scientist, and he started this health company, C60. I mean, the guy's pretty amazing. So got to check that out, guys. We're going to talk about the threats to the economy. That's all the more reason to check out the gold back stuff, guys. So you can go over and yeah, go to my link to the Fire the Grid and get you some, not gold back dollars, but bills that are gold. In any event, all righty. Earthquakes. Yeah, we're going to get through this quick tonight. That's the objective. Oh, I didn't even turn. Oh, I did turn that thing on. Yeah, we're most of an hour already. 36 minutes. All right, North Alabama hiking. How you doing, buddy? All righty, coming after your thermostat. Of course, there's a new target a day. Look at all the earthquakes down here in Texas. Jeez, they're rocking down there. So I got to move my. Oh, here it is. All through Texas, guys. So we had two right here. One over here, one over here. Texas is rocking right now. I'm surprised to see one on the San Andres. A lot of them in this area. Tom's Place. Let's go to Tom's Place. It's close to Reno there. Empire, Nevada. So that's not too far. Yellowstone right here, Jellystone. That's not too far from Jellystone. Yeah, guys. Of course, Puerto Rico's always rocking. Aleutian Islands. You got that volcano going off up there at Sand Point. Oh, it just had a new one here. That one's red. What's that? 4.6, Indonesia. We've been having a bunch in this area of Japan right here. I've been sitting here every day. 4.2. Well, Turkey's still rocking. 4.0. It's like Afghanistan. Yep, 4.4. All right, guys. Mid-Atlantic Ridge is quaking, 4.9. Windy. Well, the good thing is we don't have any huge weather systems in the continental United States at the moment. Won't go too long into here. Los Angeles is a comfortable 73, same as San Jose. Phoenix, 104. That's pretty comfortable for Phoenix. Yikes. Let's zoom into Arizona. You with us tonight, Chewy? Show low 71. The Holbrook's 84. So a snowflake is. It's going to be between. That's pretty much what we saw last night. Snowflake 79. We'll go up to We're gone. Eugene is 68. Wow, Bern's 79. They have 11 degrees difference between there. Seattle is a nice 64, but Spokane is 73. All right, Arnold Smith, looks like 75, 70s and lower Medicine Hat. Well, that's a good name. 70s and lower Alberta, but 60s on up through here. Looks like you're getting a little rain. Maybe that'll tamp down the fires a little bit. There's a little bit of rain in northern British Columbia. They need all they can get right now. Delta Junction, Alaska, 68. Fairbanks, 73. Palmer, 55. Anchorage, 61. Barra, 48. Dead Horse, 64. Dead Horse is pretty warm to be up there. Well, I saw 66 right here. But it is summertime and it's daylight up there right now. Just don't get dark hardly. So let's see what it is where I'm at by comparison to some of these places. It's kind of hot in the house. Well, Huntsville, 70. Wow. So Snowflake is hotter than Huntsville. And Snowflake, let's see, and we're 70. Delta Junction's only 2 degrees cooler, and Fairbanks is actually warmer than I am right now. They're probably in daylight over there still. It's nighttime here. They're not getting much night this time of the year up there. Not much at all. All right, let's go and check out Maine. Winning streak. Hey, JoJo. Holton, 64. I know somebody took a long drive from Maine recently. Let's go down under. We got a lot of friends from down under that like to chime in. We got anybody here from Europe tonight. It's wintertime down here. Melbourne is 53. Canberra's 53. Sydney's 57. It's not winter temperatures. Perth is 64. Very close to the equator. WWIII, however you say that's 80. Look up here, 70s and 80s, and the East Indies, as we used to call them, Indonesia and such. That's the storms there, 77. Let's go check New Zealand out. New Plymouth is 50. Christchurch is 50. And Dunedin, however you say that's 48. 55 here on this island. Auckland's 53. All right, we got anybody from Europe in here tonight? 63 at 1:45 a.m. Okay, Harry Elton. You just get people from England, sometimes France, Sweden. London is 62, kind of cool up there. Paris is 62. 66, 60, that's all 60s in here. Also, well, Hamburg, Germany is 59. You sure it's not wintertime up here? Hull's 59. Douglas 59. Glasgow's 53. Inverness 52. Man, must be winter up here. Aren't we having record global temperatures, guys? What is that? Sevastopol is 79 during the Black Sea. Kyiv is 66. And the Muscovites are at 64 for the Muscovites. Well, guys, and it was supposed to be the hottest summer in the world right now. That's what they're telling me. They're saying that the problem in British Columbia is it's just so hot. So you got all the fires, what, 50s, 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 60s, 44. Yeah, that looks real hot to me. 64, 55, 52. Yeah, it must be too hot. Well, we had fires in Alaska too. So I think it's because it's dry. What do y'all think? A lot to do with how dry it is. There's getting some rain now. That's a good thing. Some relief. So Arnold, what do you think about the rain? Is that helping you guys? Is it taking some of the smoke out of the sky? Since you're up there, let's look at the sun. The sun is chock full of spots. Full of spots. Oh, they cover the weather map with red to make it look harder. Hey, Rich Seller. They got some big sunspots, guys. Well, I've shown you in the past that the active suns are connected to heat. El Nino is connected to heat. We got both going on. We got a solar, we're coming into a solar maximum right now for this cycle, for cycle 25. I showed a lot of stuff on the sun cycles in a recent video. So down here, the aurora is pretty low. Like I said, it's daylight up here. That's what I told y'all. It's daylight. All right, guys. Scroll down. No asteroids to be scared of at the moment. Somebody go tell Ben Banoon, don't be scared. Yeah, sorry guys. So we've gone around the world and into space and back. Stop the share. Halo. Been around the world and space and back. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to have me a gummy. This is my C60 gummy. Check shop with c60.com and put in the discount code Greg10. And we'll probably have some more of this after I talk with Arnold. Ken Schwartz and I talked probably for 2 or 3 hours a day. We had a long conversation about economics and stuff going on in the world. A lot longer than I meant to. But see these guys? Look at that. This is the cherry version. Tart cherry. And they aren't tart. They got a new video out on this. I told them to send me the video because it's like this thing's out in space. It's a pretty cool video. Good. Woo. Very tart. Man, I'm trying to get my, that is the best antioxidant there is. Wow. That carbon C60 atom. It can absorb 7 or 8 ions, radical free oxygen ions. You can get avocado oil, coconut oil, cinnamon, or these tart cherry gummies. That and the cinnamon's spicy. Holy smoke, guys. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Pretty good. All right. So, all right, guys, tell me where you're from. I'm gonna read, well, wait a minute. Let me read the spice room first. The spice room. Chat room. After eating that tart thing, I'm thinking spice. It's not spicy, it's just tart. Sweet, actually. So yeah, we had 2 huge super chats tonight from our good friend Keith Evans. All right, Zinjamin, Captain Trips, Beaver, Theo Vine, Mercy and Grace. That's a good name. Canadian Girl. Hey, there you go. Hi to you. Animated Adventures, Axel Foley. Greg, usually don't catch your lives. Yeah, I tried to start a little earlier. Hey, yeah, we got Scooby Snacks from down under. You still with us, Scooby? Carla Patterson, how you doing? Good to see you, Carla. Lori Jamison, good morning. Cheryl Martin. Miss Ohio, are you Miss Ohio? Or just Miss Ohio? Wow, that's still tart. Punjab Preppa. Are you like a prepper? Is that all right? So Punjabi. So you in India? All right, Arnold. I want your check number. Lee is talking about how Bowden has given dollars to. Yeah, well, that's part of it. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hey, we just got a super chat. Let me go down and see who this come from. Ding, 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 ding. Scroll down, scroll down. There it is, Samuel Turner. Thank you, sir. Get breakfast on my tomorrow. Hey, to that, I'm gonna have a cup of drink of coffee right now. I got some coffee in there. I don't know if you can spill it. You see, there's coffee in there. This is my Grand Youngin's mug with my grandkids, my oldest daughter. Two beautiful grandkids, all living in Texas. For you Texans in the house, I know JoJo's a Texan. Oh. And to you, salute Samuel Turner. You and Keith Evans, awesome tonight. All right. Woo-wee. There you go. So, yeah, there we go. Awesome. Let's go back through the chats here. Kibbles and bits. Well, yeah, we got to have kibbles to feed our nugs, guys. You know, that's a form of currency. That's another form of currency. And when you can't spend it or barter it to somebody else, you can go out and get a wabbit with it. Do y'all know what a wok is? Do you want to watch a wok is good for? Somebody's got y'all answering in the chat room. What do you use a wok for? That girl, how you doing? Stan, Arnold, Pete Zahut. I hope I'm saying it right. Mason 662. Yeah, and if you notice the number of subscribers I got, it now is 66.7. For those of you that was all concerned about it getting 6, sounding like Canadian prepper. Oh, I hope I'm a little more relaxed than Canadian prepper. So what do you think, Davey boy? John Cole, Colonel Cole is in the house, guys. Yeah, he's been sending me a lot of stuff. Maybe I should share some of that. He's been sending me a lot of articles on stuff going on in Montgomery. The place has gone to heck. It happens to be one of those cities run by the left side of the spectrum, and all of them are going to trash. Look at all the like a major hotel just pulled out of San Fran, and nobody wants to go there anymore because it's just the whole city's going to trash. Sweet and spicy, FYI, only buy whole tomatoes in the can. Okay. Now, you know, listen, guys, the cooked tomato is said to have it. It's got what, lycopene or something in the tomatoes, which are supposed to be, they're supposed to fight that stuff that metastasizes. I got to be careful what I say on here. But they say the cooked tomato has an enzyme, which is especially useful for inhibiting blood vessels going to tumors. And tumors have to have a good supply of blood to grow. Also, you might know that sugar is like gasoline for that nasty stuff. All right, New Days is sharing a lot of good links in here. I'm appreciating that. The True Leaf Market, Eden Brothers. Coniferous vegan. I only eat vegetarians. Well, yeah, we eat herbivores typically. Yes, sir. Chester Watkins, think EMP and living off grid. Yeah, that's why I showed you that oven today. There you go. New Day showed that. Well, thank you there. I'll shoot them. I just lost the chat room. Trying to scroll through and it's like bouncing around on me. All right, let's refresh the screen here. Chat room went bye-bye. I'm using my finger to scroll through it and it's trying to take all kind of crazy actions. John ML says, I'm old, but you're handsome. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. All right. I'm not exactly a spring chicken, I guess. That girl says, Greg, mix some pepper with that. Good for you. With the coffee or with that tart cherry? Hey, I put pepper. I like to scramble eggs, and I put turmeric in it, and then I put pepper because the peppering and pepper sets off that turmeric and makes it, you know, I grow turmeric. And I used to sell it and ship. In fact, Katie bought from me, and I shipped her some way back when. I don't have enough to send it out right. All right, Independence from Scotland. All right, sweet and spicy. Good to see that. Let me scroll back up to the top. Try to get back up toward the top again. Corey, lots of rain in England. Yeah, we were seeing it. 62 in London. Paris, yeah. Like I say, you know, they're telling us we're burning up, but I don't know. I saw a lot of 60s and 50s and looking kind of like Australia in the wintertime. Hit the like button. Thank you there, Granny. How you doing, Granny? Winter Street, Paris is still burning. I bet it is. They made a mess there. Yeah, I think Macaroni, the president of France, may be in trouble come election time. Yeah, President Macaroni. Because, you know, when you, well, there's another article. We're going to talk about something else after I go through the chat room. I got another topic to talk about. I want to talk about Texas borders. Hold me, I'm scurried. Hey, Winter Street. I'm scared. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Is the North Pole headed towards Siberia, the magnetic North Pole, not the physical North Pole? All right, sounds tasty. Okay, my late night Giers. Thanks, Greg. If you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. How you doing, Winter Street? That was a great song, wasn't it? All right, Samuel says, Greg, I sure do wish you would put out a notice. Oh, Sam, I don't always know when I'm going to do this, Sam. You know, I got to get enough stories together and I put it together storyboard, and some nights I just don't make it. So, you know, I kind of think I'm going to go live. Maybe I can put something sometimes in the community page. Some nights, you know, I think I'll go live and I don't make it. You know, some nights I just can't get it all together. And so it's kind of a roll of the dice for me. San Augustine, Florida. How you doing there, Captain Trips? Didn't I see you, Captain Trips? You were you in Boring Talks? Yeah, were you in this chat room or was it Diamonds? I saw you. I think I saw you in Boring Talks. I saw Jason there. Jason asked me if I was going to go live, and I said I didn't know yet because at that point I didn't know. I live in Texas. I know that, JoJo. Scan family, South Central. All right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll let it roll. Madison, Alabama. Hey, Colonel Cole, I know where you're at. North Carolina, in the country, backwoods, and love it. Hey, that sounds great, Carla. That sounds great. What part of North Carolina are you in, Carla? I lived in Spring Lake, North Carolina once upon a time. That's in eastern North Carolina, just north of Fort Bragg, or what do they call it now? Actually, I lived much further north, someplace called Ray Road when I first went there. And I moved right across from the entrance of Pope Air Force Base. It used to be a trailer park there. They called it Flight Side. You know, where my trailer was at, I was closer to the center of the airfield than either of the ends of the airfield. Oh my gosh, you'd hear them run. They'd set up jet engines on test stands to work on them all night. You hear them go in the middle of the night, you know. But you're used to it, believe it or not. Spring, Texas. Hey, Kyle. I got a son-in-law named Kyle that lives in Spring, Texas. Yes, I have a son-in-law named Kyle who lives in Spring, Texas, but his last name is not Powers. 100K 8-track. Oh, 100 channel 8-track. Oh, that would you could jam with that, couldn't you? Senator Stackhouse. Hello, Senator Stackhouse. Sasquatch Moon. There's a good name. Hope your weekend goes good, Greg. Man, I got so much stuff I'm trying to catch up on. All right. Oops. Valdador Gamer says, oh, my, slept over. All righty, folks. So, all right, so anybody here that hadn't told us, let's see, from Scotland, Glasgow. Oh, that's where you're from? I like my maters fresh with Hellman's mayonnaise. Oh, yeah. Hey, you, my poor northern friends, if you ain't tried it, you hadn't lived, you ate a mater sandwich. I actually did a video. I did a video on this channel on making a mater sandwich, because I knew a lot of you just don't know what that is. Not lived, you ate one. Yes, sir. Just 2 slices of bread, a great big thick chunk of tomato that would fit right over the slice, and mayo, and a little salt and pepper. Yes, that is the best eating in the world. Tomatoes and potatoes, but everyone loves ice cream. Uh-oh. So spring isn't too far from me, Greg. Oh, really? You're close to spring? Cool. Got to get down there again soon, Greg. I grew a lot of peppers this year, drying out. Hey, I've grown a lot of peppers. Many years. I haven't grown them this year, though. Mater sandwich, salt and pepper with mayo. You got that right. Cucumber salad is also awesome. Yeah, I like cucumber salads. The mater sandwiches. There you go, sandwiches. Yep, JoJo. Had one for lunch with a side of bacon. Oh, that's good, New Days. Annie, there you go. I love a mater sandwich. Okay. Banana sandwich. Hey, there you go. We'll see somebody with the Auburn logo. You know, Donnie is going to like them. Yeah, banana sandwiches, mater sandwiches. That's the kind of stuff we eat here. I like peanut butter and mayo with my banana sandwich. I don't put any pepper or salt in it, though. Sweet and spicy. My father likes stewed tomatoes. Desert Van Life. Hey, that's a cool name. Hello from Flagstaff, Arizona. 67 monsoons are slowly starting this week. Yeah, I'd like to get out there when the monsoon season. Set me up some water collection. I don't know if I'm making it. I'm still working on my taxes. I need to get that done first. But I need to get myself out to Arizona, check out my place there. Maybe start getting it set up. Cucumber salad with onions. There you go. I used to just like the cucumbers with spinach. Sometimes I'll throw in some avocado. Oh my God, banana sandwich. Yeah. All right, JoJo. We know you got a southern streak in you, girl. New Days does too. She's comes from West by Golly, Virginia. Constitutional carpenter. A lot of pepper. We have had several mater sandwiches out of the garden this year. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. All righty. Well, folks, we've been going for 62 minutes. Boiled egg, tomatoes, and some cornbread with mayonnaise. There you go. Tuna sandwich, homegrown tomatoes. Anything with homegrown tomatoes. Gary Pennington, you're in West by Golly, Virginia, too, huh? Making you hungry. Okay, Granny. Get your appetite going. Might be good for you. Good old Southern cooking. Can't find that kind of cooking up here unless I make it. Yeah, she's up in Maine. She tells me herself. Well, you might can educate your neighbors up there, New Days. You might educate your neighbors. They could use some good culture. I find that when I run a lot of people up north and I try to introduce them, they say, "Oh, I can't eat that." It's like, really? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta try it. Of course, you know, just cornbread, hot cornbread, and buttermilk. You know what? I got me some kefir the other day, and I discovered that stuff tastes just like buttermilk. I can't hardly tell the difference. Makes you wonder what really is the difference. Michelle Young, homegrown tomatoes are the best. Amen to that because they're fresh. That girl says, "Greg, did you say eat peanut butter and mayo sandwich? You take." Oh, that's interesting. Now when you make a banana sandwich, put peanut butter on one slice of bread and mayo on the other with bananas in the middle. Oh yeah, and you can slice the bananas long ways, or you can cut them up in little bitty round slices and put them on there. Either way, fried a possum with egg sandwiches. All right there, 108 track. I haven't felt so great, so I do need food. Well, I'm glad we get struck a hunger up in you. Go eat something there, Grand Lana. Go eat something. All righty, folks. We've been going a little over an hour. I want to start trying to keep these night sessions short because this becomes a breakfast. I've been trying to put out a lot of video for a breakfast crowd. And there's some people that decided they like watching my videos of breakfast. So if you make them too long, they're not going to go for it. I have a small crock pot with chicken cacciatore going. There you go, Chewy. All right, Chewy. I hope you didn't do any logging today or yesterday. You scare me when you start talking about doing logging again. Giovanna Roberto. Question, Greg. If you ground your vehicle, will it be protected from EMP? Well, you know, it's an insulated Faraday cage, sort more or less, partially. It's not a good one, though. The dB capacity on it's really low. Some people would recommend grounding it. It really depends. I think, questions out. Actually, the E3 waveform will come up through the ground, though. It may protect you from E1, but not really from E3, but probably be okay. Hope you're doing well, Green Greg. Been listening. Much love. Hey, Frozen, how you doing? Samuel Turner. Wow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Get a good dinner on me. There you go. That's dinner money for sure. That's late night. Go get a good one. All right. Salute. Wow. That is awesome. Yeah, way to go. That is awesome. That is just awesome. That is definitely a nice dinner chat. Wow, Samuel. Appreciate it, buddy. I really appreciate it. All right. Diamond says, I will watch this again when I get off work in a few hours. I missed the beginning. There you go. That's the thing to do. Do the rewind, because most of my content was in the front part. And then so that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to put my news content up early for the breakfast crowd, because they don't care so much for the chat that we do with each other. Then I'll try to save the chat toward the end. That'll be our format. All right, guys. Wow, Samuel Turner. That is just awesome. Salute, buddy. Wow. Y'all made my night tonight. Wow. Play some music here. Oh, maybe I should read a poem or something. Yeah, I wrote a poem the other day. I saw somebody like gazing off in this picture of a lady gazing off into the sky. It's such a faraway look in her eye. I wrote the following. The lady with a dreamy gaze, looking through the haze, back over bygone days, her thoughts would amaze. Let's see here. There's a poem I wrote a few years ago. Let's see if I can find this one. I have it still in my immediate list, or would I have to go hunting for it? There's another poem I opened up recently that I wrote a while back. It's not, when I go look at my last files, I've opened too many things it's not showing. I like writing poetry, guys. Done it for years. Of course, you've seen my videos where I'm basically rapping, right? That girl, oh my, this peanut butter mayo sandwich has family story. I wish I was rich as Samuel Turner. Well, you know what? You know what the main rich is? The main richness is friends and family. It's what's being rich is not having to worry so much. Carla Patterson, thank you, Greg, for all you do. Well, thank you there, Carla. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. So what part of North Carolina are you in, Carla? Are you in Western North Carolina up in the mountains where it's so pretty? I was a kid, we'd always go to North Carolina on vacation. How will AI stay in control of humanity under EMP? Probably not. So, but if you wish for an EMP, you're going to get the spent fuel rod pools burning off. All right, guys, talking about spent fuel rods, I got another guest, a guy named Steve, that I'm planning to try to get on sometime during this week. He wants to put out for us to, he's got some concepts about us recycling the spent fuel rods. He says there's 250 years worth of fuel to power this nation from the spent fuel rods. That's what we need to do, and we need to use them. So, and we need to get them out of those pools. That's crazy. Love poetry. Well, I'm glad you like poetry, Michelle Young. Greg, you are your sons of Pioneers fan, Whispering Pines? Oh, I love Whispering Pines. Yeah. I like a lot of your old bluegrass music, Jim Jesse and the Virginia Boys, stuff like that, you know. You know, when it comes to country, I like the real old stuff, like from the 50s. You know, the old stuff. Sure enough, guys. Elton Butterfield, thanks, Greg. Take care, everyone. 2:30. Yeah, it's time to hit the sack for us all here. Yeah, Sam's a man, definitely. Sam and Keith both. Y'all have both made it my night tonight. So we're going to go, guys. I want to say thank you, Keith Evans. Thank you, Samuel Turner. Y'all been awesome tonight. I want to thank all you mods, especially New Days, for posting so many links. And Johnny Horton. Oh, I love Johnny Horton. Heck yeah. Johnny Horton is one of my favorites. North To Alaska, go north, the rush is on. Yeah, absolutely. When it's springtime in Alaska, I'll be 6 feet below. Didn't Johnny Horton sign Yeah, he sung Whispering Pines. He sure did. He sure did. That's right. That's right. Roly Poly Mama's Little Fatty. Oh, hey, Roly. Is that where they come from? Roly Poly? So, yeah, I love Johnny Horton. Yeah, he had a lot of good songs. And I like, man, the so-called newer. I like Hank Williams Jr. Of course, I'm a fan of oh shoot, I'm getting brain lock. Anyway. All righty, once again, thanks, Keith Evans. Thank you, Samuel Turner. Thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We got 168 in the room. We need some thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up before you leave, please. We need all the help with Al Gore's Have No Rhythms that we can get. Oh, Blue Bayou. There you go. So sweet dreams and happy Sunday. All right, Sweet and Spicy. Appreciate it. You're all awesome. I think I got the best guests there are. You know, we're family, guys. Just remember that we're family in this. And like I always tell you, there's good people of every race, color, creed, in every city, hamlet, village, shire, and even city. Unfortunately, poor cities. If you live in a city, get out. Cities aren't going to be safe when it hits the fan, guys. If you're in a city, get out. Try to get you a homestead somewhere. Partner up with somebody if you at all can. Being in a city is just not going to be a good thing, guys. Really, think hard. Kung Fu Grasshopper. All right. Professor Falcon. Good day, Greg. Peter in Western Australia. All right. There's some good aquaponics channels out of Australia. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff down there. A lot of cool stuff. Old country is the best. Amen, Hank. Yes, sir. Heaven ain't a lot like Dixie. I don't want to go. Heaven ain't a lot like Dixie. I just as soon stay home. They ain't got a Grand Ole Opry like they do in Tennessee. Just send me to hell or New York City. All be the same to me. I'm one of the chosen few to be born in Alabama. I'm just like my daddy, son. I know just who I am. Yes, sir. Country boy can survive. You got that right. I actually did a video where I kind of reworded that and threw a bunch of charts, So I had some fun with that on one night. Old black water, keep on rolling. Mississippi River going to keep on rolling. Yeah, there you go, Sweet and Spicy. All good stuff. All good stuff. I love that. Rest, brother. Hey, Melanie, where you at? Am not family. Didn't answer my call for help. All right, Melanie. Need to email me again. I've been overwhelmed lately. I'm not even looking at all my email. I have been overwhelmed. I'm struggling just to get my taxes done. All righty, folks. Old black water, keep on rolling. Yeah. Sing it, sir. Well, hey, C. Shelley, how you doing? Thank you. Yes, sir. I can't play the music because if I do, like Lee does, I'd be banned. All that copyright stuff. Hope I don't get in trouble for singing. I don't think I sound anything too much like the artist. I might get closer to Hank Williams Jr., deep voice, projecting, something like that. Or maybe even I could probably handle some Johnny Horton. I need to brush up on it and practice though, right? All righty, guys. Love hearing you sing. Okay, Granny. I'm terrible. Come on. And a Giddy Davidi. There you go. Oh Lord, how about yeah. There's some big long ones there. I like some of that old rock too, guys. Let the good times roll. There you go. I love the jam guitar to you singing. Okay, Granny. Can you play the guitar? House of Pain, jump around. There you go. Clarence Clearwater Revival. You come in. All righty, guys. I sound like your great grandpa. Wow. All righty. I'm getting a lot of hearts thrown in here. Appreciate that. All righty, folks. Hey, we'll see. We got 160 thumbs up. All right, that's better. We got 166 in the room now. Guys, you know, the algorithms have been stumping me, so help me out. Give me some thumbs up. Professor Faulkner. Well, Lee said that P8 went down, but just how and why I haven't been. No, we don't know. We just don't know. I thought I throw out a couple ideas, and that's why maybe nobody's talking about it. Maybe our side just felt so stupid for flying straight into Odessa after Putin warned that any vessel going there be deemed a military vessel. So you take a military airplane and fly it straight toward Odessa. That's where it was going, just straight in. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. That was stupid off the charts. I like classics, Fleetwood and Mac. There you go, Michelle. There you go. I love all that old stuff. All right. I wrote many songs and music. Okay, Granny. Sounds good. Green-eyed lady. Lovely lady. There you go. Fortunate Son. There you go. That's a good one. Cheery weather. All that old Vietnam War music. That was good stuff. That was good stuff. The oldies from the 70s. Amen. Jack Daniels, if you please. I mean, yeah, Jack Daniels. Ernest Tubb. Well, Jack Daniels is the one you drink. You're thinking about Charlie Daniels, Jack Daniels, and Charlie Daniels. There you go. Ernest Tubb, yeah. He used to have his record shop. He used to come on it. He used to come on with his record shop on the WSM, was a radio station that broadcast the Grand Ole Opry. He'd have a show right after the Grand Ole Opry, a late night show. Did a lot of oldies. And I guess he's a long time. Walking the Floor Over You. That was Ernest Tubb. Walking the floor over you. All righty. Ian Chestnut. Yes, sir. David Allen Cole. A lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. Yeah, most of these good artists are long gone now. Like Charlie Daniels. Shot at JD sounds good. You know, they make that stuff just up the road from me. It's not even an hour's drive away, Lynchburg, Tennessee. And Lynchburg, Tennessee is in a dry county. You cannot buy Jack Daniels in Lynchburg, Tennessee. But if you go on the little court, the town ain't no bigger than nothing. I mean, Lynchburg is like, it's got a courthouse and just a few little buildings around. I mean, just a few. Very country town. It's a very, very, very small town. But if you go in little shops there, you can buy Jack Daniels brownies, but the alcohol is cooked out. They're very tasty. Patsy Cline was a cousin of mine. Wow. And then I just knew a wave one when she died. Wow. Marty Robbins. Oh, yeah. Marty Robbins. Singing that song about the Mexican senorita. How did that go? Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. There you go. I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison. Now that's country. This ain't music. It's rock and roll time to rock from the Delta to the DMZ. There you go, Professor Falcon. Mel Tillis. Yeah, the guy couldn't even talk hardly, but he could sing. Yeah, he'd stutter when he talked. Boy, he could sing. John Prine, yeah. I haven't got to play the auto sax for years. I wonder what I'd remember. I played the piano some when I was like in grade school, but I done forgot all that. I used to love David Allen Cole until I realized, oh, okay. Well, that's too bad. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't know him personally. Marty Robbins was a man, El Paso. Yeah, Big Iron. Elvis, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. Yeah, you got that right. I'm close to Maker's Mark. Okay, Jim Beam and Heaven Hill. Yeah, all right, Root Cellar. Yeah, Jack Daniels just up the road. I used to tease that, you know, we had the rocket fuel up the road from the rocket center here. Close to Maker's. Okay, Hank Snow. Moving on. Yeah, when I was a kid, if somebody was going to leave, they said they was going to pull a Hank Snow. I've been everywhere, man. From the mountains there, man. Traveling is one. Yeah, he'd always do those traveling songs. Loretta Lynn. Oh, I love Loretta Lynn, but I liked Crystal Gayle, her sister. Crystal Gayle had such a pretty voice. Oh my God, her voice was just like, wah. It wasn't, you know, she wasn't as country as Loretta, but her voice was just amazing. Hey, g'day, how you doing? G'day. Juana Tucker, my Yvonne, the sweetest one on the bio. Okay. Kitty Wells, me oh my. Let's see. Crawfish pie, jambalaya. Let's see. Linda Moses. My dad used to be a Western singer at Yellowstone Lodge and Phillips Lodge. Oh, that is cool. In Chestnut, is anyone going to San Antonio by Charlie Pride? There you go. Oh man, Charlie Pride was such a big hit in the 70s. Charlie Pride was awesome. You got to kiss an angel in the morning and love her like a devil when you get back home. Kiss an angel in the morning, love her like a devil when you get back home. He was real popular. Then he just kind of faded away. That man could sing all night, folks. Going to have to say good night. I think so. Crystal Gayle had long, pretty hair. She did. Long, pretty hair and a voice that was just awesome. Yeah, what was the Carpenter girl's name that used to have such a pretty voice? Spar America, how you doing? What was a Carpenter? What was you know, the Carpenters? What was the Carpenter girl's name? She had a really pretty voice. Anyway, my brother can listen to the radio and play anything you heard. Wow, that's awesome. All right, guys, we've been going for 81 minutes. We seriously need to go. Y'all got me on a tear here. Yep. Karen Carpenter. Thank you. That was her name. Karen Carpenter. Play piano by ear. Awesome. Yeah, Karen Carpenter had a really pretty voice. And call in all occupants in a planetary extraordinary craft. Leanne. All right. I'm an old timer rock and roller, but love music. Hey, I love the old time rock and roll. I love the bluegrass, the old country music. Yes, sir. What's up, boss? Hey, Lim. B. Lim. I missed 78 minutes. I'm going to rewind them again. We're very good at Explore America. Do check it out from the beginning. I got the news early on, and we're just in here with a little chat right now. But we need to go. We seriously need to go. Anyway, again, thank you, super chatters. Keith Evans, Samuel Turner. Y'all made it an awesome night there. Ian Chestnut. Well, okay. Doris L. Maynard. All right, guys. Thank you, mods. Thank you, all of you who have been posting links, and especially New Day. She's been posting a lot of links here. It really helps me out. And I want to just thank everybody for being here. Greg, I'm going to get my hair cut. Oh, okay, that girl. Well, don't cut too much of it. I love long hair. I just got mine put up because it's hot. It's hot in here. Yeah. All right, guys. I feel sorry for anyone named Karen nowadays. Yeah, and it's a shame. I have a lot of good friends named Karen. All right. Sal C. So the Highwayman with Willie Whalen and the boys. Looking back Texas, Whalen, Willie, and the boys. All right. That's it. Ethel. Don't look, Ethel. There she goes. There you go. I can't get a super chat to work tonight. Well, see, Shelly, I tell you what, I think I can fix that. Yeah, what happened here? Getting too many things here. I've got other stuff popping. Okay, see, Shelly, I just smurfed you. I think you can make the super chat work now. Try it. Hey, Ethel. Oh, you like men with long hair? Okay. Well, you're a mod now. See, Samuel Turner couldn't. It wouldn't work with him for some reason. I think maybe the network is trying to hold me back. And when I made him a mod, he was able to do it immediately. So try it now. All right, my hair's been pinned up too long. It's all bunched up. my comb at? Ouch. I've been bunched up in that ponytail. I got tangles. There we go. Yeah. All right, see, Shelly, it might work now. I like women with a pulse. Yeah, I definitely prefer my ladies with a pulse. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So there we go. H. Hammers, Ray Stevens. Oh yeah, the squirrel songs. Greg's going ZZ. There you go. Well, thank you, Michelle Young. Alrighty. Yeah, still Starberry Blonde. It gets wet and damp, or it gets a little redder looking. Catches light differently. It's been all tied up in that ponytail because it's been so hot. Wanda Tucker, we would make a match. I have long hair with some red in it. Okay, Wanda. John says, I love any kind of long hair on men, even man bun. I ain't making mine up in a bun. No buns. The grain ZZ Top. Hey, about best dressed man. My son played that best dressed man when he walked out at his wedding. Buenos noches, amigo. Right from the border of Texas. All right. You know me, Mom. I just stumbled in. Guess I'll go back and rewatch. There you go. Dreads? No, I don't want dreads. Be too hard to manage. You still can't do it? Oh, that's really strange. I'm really wondering if maybe, I don't know, maybe your system maybe he got set up right on your side. Samuel couldn't do it, and I made him a mod, and he was able to do it immediately. Maybe the platform is frowning on me. I don't know. It's still 76. Yeah, it's still hot in my house because my house is insulated. It may be cooler outside, but you know, it's hot in here right now. All right, folks. Once again, we'll try to make her exit. It's hard to get away from you folks. Y'all, we're all family. Hey, just remember this: as light dispels dark, that's where my stage lights right. You see my hand? You see how they light up? I got lights on either side. All right. As light dispels dark, love dispels hate. I like my women with a little rigor mortis. Oh my gosh, Sam. No. Maybe some rigor, but not with mortis in it. The last time I cut my hair was when my mother died, a form of passing and you being. Okay, that girl, we'll let it go. Lord, take me downstairs. I'm just looking for some. Yeah, you gonna say that out loud. Man, your hair is longer than mine. Okay. I've been debating cutting it off. Uh-oh. Well, I just put it up in my ponytail like I had mine. That's how I stay cool when it gets hot. I don't have no AC in the house. Some black coffee. Here, hey, here's to you, man. I guess I got a little bit in here, see? That's my grandkid cup. All right, folks, we're serious. Let's go now. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you. We're family. All right, folks. To one and all, a good night.